Hey there! Everyone is hyperventilating over Anthropic's latest forbidden models. Meanwhile, Copilot is quietly eating everybody's lunch.
Maybe the most entertaining outcome, especially if ironic, is the most likely.
No, it can't be. Copilot? I thought it died like a dog and nobody cared. What is dead may never die. While AI startups brag about their daily active users on Twitter, Copilot is operating at an industrial scale. It doesn't win by operating on the smartest model in the room. It wins by being embedded into the infrastructure, embedded directly into the tools, CI/CD pipelines, and procurement budgets that developers already use. I myself default to it now and then when paid subscriptions run out. It never reached the capabilities seen at the frontier. It was simply there, making DevOps life easier all of this time. You may not even be aware, but huge enterprises can't actually use just any software product. If a company like Samsung was found to play loosey-goosey with their customer data, regulators' sanctions would butt them like a sexy piñata. That's right, some huge companies rely solely on private, self-hosted solutions, which, to be fair, reportedly are pretty f***ing good. Thankfully, not all companies have to live like this. Most live in a limbo where they can use at least some tools, but only those that have proper certification and security guarantees, which is exactly the space where Microsoft is the absolute king. For those guys, a lot of the suffocating bureaucracy is on the way. Much of this friction can be avoided by just flipping the switch on the Copilot. And I mean, if you are already hosted on Azure's VPC with full physical separation, then in a single click your CI/CD pipeline becomes agentic. When you look at the actual workplace adoption among professional developers, Copilot sits on the throne with 29% market share. The tokens felt way too cheap for a while, up until maybe half a year ago when Cloud Code quota suddenly began to run out after a 20-minute session. It sucked so bad. I stumbled into Kiro. They had the spec mode already integrated. It felt pretty much frontier at the time. Your monthly quota would still run out in maybe 6 or 7 40-minute sessions.
Money in your account. It didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
So I also poked at Copilot, which I last used way back when it was still in beta. And you know what? It was fine. Still a piece of shit, but certainly good enough as Plan Z. And now, as we come out of this era of token maxing, the verdict is best models are still shit. In many ways, I expect less from the number model, and so my coding approach naturally converges on shorter changes and more thorough code reviews. Tab completion has been essentially solved. The newer generation of VS Code Maxers can't even appreciate how shitty autocomplete used to be. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, of course. We're approaching a new world now, same as the old world. So you know, businesses are sobering up after being slapped in the face by the cold hard truth of API usage-based pricing, having flashbacks from those times when they were just starting to embrace the cloud, paying whatever for the privilege of just being in the cloud. Fundamentally, there is no difference between running a model or just a normal server. Costs are exactly the same regardless of what you are planning to run. There are budgets that companies really cannot go over. A lot of thought goes into that budget, so the usage-based pricing might be a viable option for startups and like random wealthy dudes, but not for any sort of serious businesses. If you have profit targets, you can't be burning tokens like that. You know all of that spending eventually shows up on the balance sheet like a rainy cloud. The shareholders will be as furious as they were excited about you using AI in the first place. What was I talking about? Right, the Copilot. Yeah, it's still not that good, but it's no longer that bad either. It will not replace your engineers, but it will accelerate them just the same. For me personally, anti-gravity strikes the perfect balance of cost to benefit. Every time I sit down to work, I have tokens. It's not as comprehensive as the latest Claude models, but it's pretty fucking good, and again, always available. Sam and Dario try to create this duopoly where you should pick either or, while the other one should get regulated, with a lot of competitors catching up that provide arguably a better service too. For all of the Claude enjoyers and my tiny audience, I do think that Claude going down should be declared an industry-recognized holiday, but until we do, if you already happen to pay for Google One, for example, anti-gravity is already included. If ChatGPT is your game, that comes with Codex. Perfection? No, not even close. But seeing as nation-level hackers have been banned, the frontier has just got a little closer. Copilot still feels like the gulag for wasteful programmers, but it certainly seems like their approach is much more sustainable. And you can install it directly into your beloved IDE, which is a plus. If a massive corporation wants AI, flipping the switch on GitHub Copilot takes an afternoon of billing adjustments. Did you use Copilot in the last couple of months? I bet you did. Like the video, rage in the comments, subscribe so I can finally shake off the promotion incident. Just 800 more bots to flush out. Anyways, that's all I had to flush out today. Later.